Hi, I'm Dr. Danny, and this week I'm going to be talking to you about juice fasting benefits, myths, and dangers, and juicing fast brain changes. If you are considering doing a juice fast because you've heard rave reviews from your friends or you've been recommended to do one as a solution to get more energy, then there are a few key questions you need to ask yourself to make sure that doing a juice fast won't make you feel worse. It's all about understanding what actually goes on in your brain when you stop eating solid foods for a number of days and only drink green juices and or faster smoothies, which usually have things like bentonite clay, psyllium husk, which is like fiber, and water. First of all, I want to talk about one myth that I really want to clear up, and that is that people get told or they think that they feel better after a cleanse or a juice fast because of these hidden toxins they've been told about that you can't see or that you can't test for, and that these hidden toxins get excreted from the body during the juicing fast or the juicing cleanse. Well, there's actually no evidence that this is true. What we do know though is that juice fasting can actually lead to increased mental alertness and actually enhance your mood, but it's because of what fasting does to your brain, not because of any hidden toxins. And it doesn't have to be just juice fasting. This is actually about fasting in general, this research. At a recent review of all the fasting studies done so far in humans, it was found that fasting actually does change your levels of many neurotransmitters in the brain, including the brain's happy hormone serotonin. So it's actually been successfully used to help treat patients with chronic pain syndromes, mood issues, and fibromyalgia. And there's many different kinds of fasting that's been tried, not just green juice fasting. There's also some evidence that doing a juice fast followed by eating a vegetarian diet long term might help with rheumatoid arthritis, which is an autoimmune inflammatory condition of the joints. And why this actually works for rheumatoid arthritis, the mechanism is not exactly known yet, but the researchers thought that it's due to the anti-inflammatory effects that happen in the brain after the juice fast. We also have compounds in our brain that are produced naturally called endogenous, or in the brain, opioids, and something called endocannabinoids, meaning that they work the same way as drugs like morphine and cannabis or pot. And cannabis is a really common substance to self-medicate with for issues like chronic pain and mood issues and fibromyalgia, and that's because it affects the brain's reward and pleasure centers. So it's pretty cool to know that your brain is actually capable of making these substances all on its own given the right conditions. There's also some recent studies coming out that I've dug up on the beneficial effects of something called intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is actually a craze right now in the bodybuilding world and in the dieting world, but there actually is some brain and heart effects of intermittent fasting in the research. And intermittent fasting is a type of fasting where you eat less frequently. And there's 5 different types of doing this, of intermittent fasting. One type is eating 1 meal a day, so you just eat once every 24 hours. And another type is where you pick 1 or 2 days each week where you don't eat anything at all, and the other days you eat normally. In between, when you're having your fasting periods, you can drink water or other zero-calorie drinks. And a lot of the research, actually most of the research on intermittent fasting has actually been done in animal models, in rats. And we really need more human studies, but the information so far in animal models is showing that both the cardiovascular, so the heart and the lung and the blood vessel systems and our brains, they seem to get more resistant to stress and have less cellular damage after a period of intermittent fasting. And that both of these effects are mediated by brain-derived neurotropic signaling factors in the brain. So what this means, at least in animal studies, is that the brain and the heart and the blood vessel cells after intermittent fasting are actually getting benefits similar to regular exercise. So all you really need to do is exercise every day to get the same benefits, but it's certainly some interesting stuff going on in the research. So all of this sounds pretty awesome, right? So let's get back to talking about juice fasting specifically. So one of the issues with juice fasting is that when you're not eating and you're just drinking juice for 7 days or even for 3 days, and you're already chronically stressed and you're putting your body and your adrenal glands under constant demands already, this can actually backfire when you do a juice cleanse because your body is not in a state to be able to take advantage of those fasting benefits because it's in a state of fight or flight and it's not really in a rest and kind of, digest state. So if you're not able to take time away from work and to fast while you're doing nothing but rest and relaxation, you may end up feeling more fatigued and having more brain fog after you fast. And often what I see is people do this fast in their crazy, hectic modern lives, and then they end up getting really sick. So they end up getting the flu, or they end up getting sick because it's just a lot of demands that you're placing on your body, and you're not fueling your body with the calories and the micro and macronutrients that it needs to really fight off that stress. So often when you're really stressed and you're really busy, just adding in a 10-minute meditation to decrease your limbic system and your brain's hyperarousal, and just doing a mini cleanse instead of a juice fast, like cutting out refined carbohydrates and cutting out caffeine, is actually better for your body and your brain in those situations when you can't take a break from work than actually going on a full juice fast. The other key juice fasting mistake or issue with it that I see people make, and then they feel awful afterwards, is that they try to do hard physical exercise or really hard yoga asana during a juice fast to cleanse the toxins. And a lot of times even some retreats will recommend that you do some pretty vigorous yoga while you're doing your juice fast. So the thing is, it's not necessary to do this, number one, and it also puts your body under unnecessary stress when it's actually trying to conserve energy due to the reduced calories that you're consuming. And this can again lead to getting sick during a juice fast, feeling really lightheaded and even passing out, and it can negate any benefits. And related to this is the danger of juice fasting when you're already underweight. So many yogis are actually very lean in general anyways. So if you're already really lean and you're doing a juice fast and you're not consuming calories, it can actually make you feel quite weak, and it's not necessary for your body, and it might actually be harmful. Okay, so there you have it. Now you know why you feel amazing after you do a juice fast. If you've experienced that feeling of, elatedness and just feeling like really energetic, now you know why, and you know it's not due to hidden toxins, but it's actually due to changes in your brain. So if you love this video, as always, please share the love and like it and share it using the links here and here.
Can you pull that face? We didn't get the
It's my pranayama face, apparently. Okay.